Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Michael. Here we are with week 7 in the National Football League. It's going to be a fantastic week with a bunch of awesome matchups that we got going on this week. First things first, hold the presses. I got to say, for the people like me that bet the plus 400 bet that Daniel Jones will score a rushing touchdown are all probably very, very sad at this moment in time, because at the 20-yard line during the Giants-Eagles game that I know nobody watched because they're two teams that are kind of ass in the NFC least over there, Daniel Jones just gets sniped. I know you saw it on social media. I know you saw it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, fucking AIM. I don't know, but I know you saw it. Man's get sniped at like the 20-yard line. Boom. Just starts stumbling, bumbling, fumbling all the way down to like the 13. That cost a lot of people money. And every time I think Daniel Jones, that's the only thing I think of. This man, just burst through the crease that they created, sprinting down the field. Nobody's coming close to him, and he tackles himself. Fuck. There's a sniper on top of MetLife that's just looking for him, dinking him. Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was so funny. It's a big week for a lot of teams like Dallas trying to get back into first place. They're 2-5 right now, 2-4. Looking to beat the Washington football team, the team that doesn't actually have a name. And their most relevant storylines this year were Alex Smith coming back and Dwayne Haskins getting benched. So if they beat them, they'll be back in first place. So, look out for that if you're a Cowboys fan, unfortunately. And then the Packers, they're playing the 1-5 Houston Texans. It's going to be a big match for them, as they're trying to keep up with the Bears here in the NFC North. They're looking to rebound after that dismantling they got last week with the Buccaneers. So I expect them to bounce back. Aaron Rodgers, there's no way, after that performance, he's just going to kind of let it slide, let it happen, and they're going to fall into a loop of shit. No, I don't think that's going to happen. The Packers are going to bounce back, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. And then, of course, staying in the NFC North, the Vikings and their presumed fire sale that might go on after they dealt Yannick Ngakoue. So I don't know what the plan is. At the beginning of the season, Vikings were re-upping Kirk Cousins. We're ready for the playoffs again. And it's week 7, and we traded the guy we signed in the offseason to help us get to that next level. 7 weeks into the season, Danielle Hunter's on IR with his herniated disc. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Justin Jefferson's a bright spot, but Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. He's having one of those years where last year he overperformed. So this year to, kind of level it out, he's got to shit the bed along with the Vikings. Hopefully this year they realize that they are probably going to need a different quarterback. Take it for Trevor, the way they're looking completely possible. I just don't see the Jets winning a game, so that's going to be kind of difficult. But with that being said, one of my favorite matchups this week is going to be the Steelers and the Titans. 2 5-0 teams. Doesn't happen often, but it's going to be an exciting match. So there's a lot of things to look for in that matchup. Like the Steelers haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher since 2019. And, of course, going up against Derrick Henry. It's going to be a big challenge for that defense. With the loss of Devin Bush last week, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects them and if that streak is going to end. And another streak that they're hoping is going to end is the fact that Juju Smith-Schuster hasn't had a 100-yard game in 10 games, which is, I think, the longest streak in his young career. But yeah, you got to get him back on track, and hopefully Chase Claypool, a.k.a. Megatron Jr., hopefully he's getting more attention, so maybe Juju kind of breaks free this game. We'll see. On Tennessee's point of view, something to look forward to is they lost their starting left tackle, Taylor Lewan. And that's a big deal. I mean, he's a big piece of that offense, and he's a big reason why Derrick Henry's just running people over, just doing things to grown men that, shouldn't be done to grown men by other grown men. What I'm saying is Derrick Henry's a beast, but Taylor Lewan being lost for, I'm not exactly sure how long. I want to say it's a season ender. I hope not. I think he's just out for a few weeks. That's going to be a big deal in this game, especially 2 undefeated teams. So it's going to come down to Ryan Tannehill. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I was not a Ryan Tannehill guy when he was in Miami with Gase, but after what I've seen Tannehill do in Tennessee, And what I'm seeing happen is poor Sam Darnold in New York. Clearly, Adam Gase was the issue there. So I believe in Ryan Tannehill. I mean, the man's a baller. I mean, since he started for the Tennessee Titans, he's had the highest passer rating in the entire NFL. So that's dating back to last year whenever they benched Marcus Mariota. I don't remember the exact week. It's huge. It's going to come down if the Steelers do shut down Derrick Henry or slow him down. You don't really shut down a guy like that. It's going to be on Ryan Tannehill to really step it up and win the game for the Titans if they plan on not only beating the Steelers but making some noise in the playoffs. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and you guys should too. Another big matchup that I'm looking forward to this weekend is going to be the Sunday night game. The Arizona Cardinals are hosting the Seattle Seahawks, and well, the Seahawks are undefeated, and right now the Seahawks are leading the league in points per game with 33.8. It's going to be interesting. You know it's going to be a high-scoring game because not only is the Seahawks offense leading the league in scoring, but the Seahawks defense is also leading the league in receiving yards allowed by opposing receivers, and the Cardinals have DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm expecting a shootout on Sunday night, which is going to be awesome. Awesome to see. Great way to end the football day. The thing is this matchup seems a lot more even than it is, but the Cardinals haven't beat the Seahawks at home since 2012. That's 8 years ago. I think that's a big deal, and I love Kyler Murray. I mean, the dude is electric. He's, the way he moves, like he's a Barry Sanders legs guy as a quarterback. Like that's unique. That's very, very, very unique. But he's not Russell Wilson. As a matter of fact, nobody in the NFL right now is Russell Wilson. I was a huge Aaron Rodgers for potential MVP this year, but after that Buccaneers game, it's kind of hard to overcome that, especially if Russell Wilson doesn't have one of those games where they just get absolutely waxed. So right now, Russell Wilson is kind of your MVP, coming in 5-0. They're not getting Josh Gordon back, but they still have DK and Tyler Lockett. And yeah, they're leading the league in points per game. So what you kind of hoping for as a Seahawks fan is that the Cardinals don't destroy your defense, which I personally think they have the potential to do with DeAndre Hopkins, Kenyon Drake coming out of the backfield. Christian Kirk played well last week. Anything could happen. It's kind of hard for me to gauge how hot the Cardinals are coming in because they did wax the Cowboys, and to me that's not really something impressive. It's the Cowboys. I mean, come on. The NFC least, how much can you talk about how shitty that division is? I mean, the winner of that division, if they win a playoff game, the team they beat should sell the organization. The owner should just sell it. I mean, unless some magical improvement comes from either of those teams, it's embarrassing. Honestly, it's embarrassing for the NFL. Like, they're probably hoping that one team pulls away and starts winning games.